I'm just going to jump right into this video. I noticed that 2 of my toilets had some noise coming from them. I need to replace my fill valve. I've already replaced the one in the master bath, and this one is having the same issue. So it was a success swapping out the fill valve. So I'm going to show you how I did this one. I'm just going to let you hear the hissing sound so you know that it is leaking. And so that's how the other one was sounding. And when I replaced the fill valve, I no longer had that problem. So I'm going to be using the Korky brand. It's made in the USA. And what I love about this one is that it directs you to a video. So when you open it up, there's instructions here, and it tells you to go straight to the video. So basically that's what I did. I went to the video step by step, but I just wanted to show you how I did it as well. So let's get started. Before I start unscrewing anything, I placed a towel down to catch any of the water. And I also have a bucket here because once you start unscrewing and taking out the old fill valve, some water will come out. So you'll need a bucket. And I also put a towel on the bottom of the floor. So your first step is going to be turning off the water. So you want to turn off the water here. It's off. And you no longer can hear that sound, so you know it's off. And then you see here, there's a couple of pieces here that we have to unscrew. So sometimes it's easy to do just with your hands and you may not need any tools. So turn this to the left to unscrew. And I'm gonna get my bucket a little bit closer. So no water. Water's probably gonna come from out of here first. Let's take this off. Yep, so there's a little bit of water there. Right. And you see there's some dripping to the back, so that's why I have that towel there to catch those little drips that come from the back side of this. So now I have my bucket right underneath. This is part of that fill valve. Okay, so before taking this off in the video, it does say to flush the toilet first, but I still have that second valve on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and flush the toilet now to empty out all the water. So we're just gonna lift this up to make sure everything goes out. And I'm holding down the lever to make sure that all of it, as much as possible. So there's still maybe about 1.5 inches of water still in there. Nothing else can come from out of there. So this is why you need a bucket to catch. All of that water has to come out of there, okay? All right, so now we're gonna take off that second valve. This one may be a little bit tighter. Yeah, because that's really tight there. So let me go get my tool to loosen it. I have just a small set of pliers that I'm gonna use to take this other valve off here because I can't twist it with my hand. So I will have to use my pliers, and it is what I used for the other toilet as well, and it came off pretty easily. So I'm not going to be able to hold the camera and twist and turn as well, so I will show you the results of taking this loose in just a second. Just enough so that I can twist it, and then you'll be able to see the rest of the way. So that water is not going to come out really until I pull this up. right, and once again, I'm turning it to the left to loosen it up. And that is what was holding that up there as well. Okay, so now make sure my bucket is right there to catch all that water. Right. Yep. Gotta be careful. There we go. So that's about the rest. Here's the old piece, and just gonna take this out, and then I'm gonna clean some of that up there. Just gonna take my sponge to get rid of that excess of water, and some of it is still spilling, but my bucket is there. And kind of clean up all this mess and gunk here. And so that'll take me a few minutes, and I'll come back to show you the rest. So for the most part, I cleaned up the bottom there. All of the water is out. And now we can start replacing our new fill valve. Really like this packaging. It was easy to open. You know how sometimes you have to cut the edges to try to pull this apart? Well, basically, it just comes apart by pulling it off. You don't have to cut into it and cut the plastic, because I know sometimes I've cut myself opening up things. So that was easy. So this is the new one, and they gave us a new one of these as well. And so you're supposed to twist this to the fullest. So you want to twist it counterclockwise. And let me see. So you want to twist this counterclockwise, so going this way, right? And you'll see these notches here, right? I don't have a good view for the camera for you, but you can always go back to their video and watch that as well. But I twisted it, and you want to extend it to the max. Okay, so you see that I have extended this all the way to the max here, and we're going to place this inside. You see the hole down there, just put that in there, and you want to push this down so that it's leveled with this area here. So you want it to be leveled. Okay, so we're going to push this all the way down. Right, so that's about leveled. And once you get it leveled, now you want to lock it in place. Clockwise will lock it. So I'm going to turn this way to lock it in place. And when you lock it in place, you want to make sure this line here is even with these ridges. And that's how you know it's locked into place. Okay, and then you can just put that back in there, right? And we have to add this tube to here. Okay. So this area here, I'm going to place this tube in here. Really got to push hard so to go in there. Okay, so that's on that side. Now that I have this tube attached to this side, I thought this would be able to go in here, but it's not going to quite fit. This is a little bit bigger than this hole here. In the kit, it gave you this little piece here. So this is going to go towards the end. You're going to put that in the tube at the end there. And then I'll show you how you can attach it. But we're going to stick that in there. You see I have that now attached. It was a little difficult just pushing it in, so I had to kind of twist it around twisted in there, and it went in a lot better than just trying to push it in. So what you're going to do with this is attach it to this piece here so that the water will flow down into that tube. Okay. You can watch their video, but I'm showing you just some closer shots of some of the pieces that may help you in addition to the video that they show you as well. And then we're going to put that on there. So as you see, it just clips on. It's a little clip and it clips on, and the water is going to flow through here into there, and it'll fill up your tank. Okay, so now this is still loose, so I am going to start screwing everything back together. The top, you'll see there's words right here to say this is the top, so you'll know this goes up like that. So I don't know if you can really see those words, but this side up, and we are just going to screw this. I was able to screw this pretty tightly by hand without it leaking. So to tighten it up, you're going to twist it to the right. Okay. And once you get close to the top, you want to hold the inside of the valve to make sure it's straight. So I'm not going to be able to do this at the same time and hold my video, but turn to the right. We'll tighten this up, get it all the way up there, and not all the way up there, but I'm going to keep turning it as tight as I can by hand. So it should be good just by hand, because my other one is not leaking, so we're good. And then you want to connect the hose back again. And you want to go towards the right again with this. See, I'm trying to do this with one hand, but it can be done. If I would have had a camera person to help me out, it would have been easier to show you. But I'm just doing each step as I can. All right. It's again as tight as you can by hand. Okay. And you should be all right. Now, we will be turning the water on, but you want to make sure this valve here is all the way to the right. It will be all the way open. That's how you're going to start off. And we're going to turn the water on so we can fill our bowl up and make sure that everything is working correctly. All right, so let's move that bucket a little bit. And let's turn the water on. All right, so let's show you what it's doing here. So you see the water's coming down, going in there. It's filling up the bowl. And we'll check down here just to make sure there's nothing leaking. I don't feel anything. So what you want to do is allow this to fill up, and you're going to let it sit for 2 minutes. And then you're going to flush the toilet, because you want to make sure that everything is filling up correctly inside the bowl as well. So once this fills up, you're going to let it sit for 2 minutes. So everything is installed. So now what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to mark your water level here and flush the toilet and make sure it fills to the same level. But I'm just going to eyeball it instead of marking it. So what you need to do now, already we don't hear that hissing sound. We're going to flush the toilet. If the water fills up too far or too high, what you're gonna do is move this valve opening and close it some. And you can always refer back to their video on that. But I feel like it's gonna fill to the same level because the last one did. And this is with this being fully open, so I won't have to close it any. Because it goes right back to the same level. So it's filling back up. And another success. So that's it. I put the top back on. I no longer hear the hissing sound. And that's it. And I'm here in my master bathroom to show you the end results here as well. You don't hear that hissing sound. And I was able to replace both toilets, the fill valve. So I thank you all for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a lovely day.